You know, as a wrestling fan and an anime fan, I find myself talking about aura a lot. I always love to talk to my friends about which anime characters or which wrestlers have the most aura, and to this day, I don't think there's a single person or character that I have seen with more aura than The Undertaker. But with the word aura becoming a more mainstream term, I thought it would be fitting to talk about the high school DxD characters with the most aura. So what is aura? To me, aura has always been the feeling you get when you see a person or a character show up. It's if a character can make you feel their presence. That's kind of how I always saw it. But obviously now it's kind of turned into just how cool a character is, which I think works too, so I'll combine the two for this video. So using that, I've got a list of DxD characters that I feel have the most aura, and I'm going to take you through some of their most aura oozing moments in the anime / light novel. But before I get into the actual people, there were some people who just barely missed the list for a specific reason. So let me show you the honorable mentions first. Cyborg was really close to making the list. He honestly would have made the list if he didn't have that trash fit on. It doesn't matter how cool you are, how mysterious you are, how good you look, your fit can instantly ruin any hope of you getting any aura points. And this Cyborg fit is atrocious. Next was Riser, and he would have made the list if he didn't lose to Issei and develop a fear of dragons. It's crazy because his entrance was so hard, he was like overflowing with aura. Fire out the ground, he's got someone whispering his name in the background, and then he's got his people all posed up. But all it took was one loss and all his aura was gone. I got Zenobia and Kiba on here. They both almost made it, but I just don't think they've had enough like high aura moments. They stay at like this good consistent rate, but they don't ever peak when it comes to aura. And then the last person was Rias. She kind of has a ton of aura when she wants to show it, but when she doesn't show it, she's just kind of there. She just isn't consistent enough with her aura to make the list. And those were the honorable mentions. Now let me show you the actual list. I'm sure you guys already know who the first person I'm gonna say is, so let's just say it together. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. It's Azazel. And if you thought of someone else, please exit the stage. The door is on your left. Azazel is aura. Every scene he's in, you can just feel his presence and his energy. I can just grab any clip of Azazel and it'll be overloaded with aura. I'm sure you can just feel his aura just by looking at these clips that I'm playing in the background. But let's look at some of Azazel's best moments. I mean, obviously you gotta start off with the fight with Katoya. The way he's just unfazed by everything she throws at him, it screams aura. Hands in the pockets and she still can't lay a finger on him. And when she did lay a finger on him, look, she started melting from his aura. That's crazy. This fight right here is already plus 1,000,000 aura points for Azazel. But then he gets 1,000,000 added when he cuts his own arm off and then delivers the final blow to Katoya. And then he acts like nothing happened after that. I mean, just look at this transformation here.
Balance, break. Armor of the fallen dragon. Downfall dragon, another armor.
A dragon's armor. He can do a balance breaker too?
There are so many layers to the scene. First of all, dude pulled out the best armor in the entire series. This is peak DxD character designs. The gold is so tough and it instantly gives him 1,000 aura points per second he has it on. And that's just when he's fighting. When he's not fighting, he's just such a cool dude. He has such a cool vibe to him. I mean, he was literally made for this list. Look at the way he greets Issei.
Well, you might as well come in. What's the problem? You're still a devil, right?
I felt his aura from 7 episodes away. Back when Issei was fighting Rainier, I could feel Azazel's aura. Azazel gets an aura score of infinity from me. He undeniably has the most aura in high school DxD. The next person I have on my list is Vali, and I think Vali has Azazel level potential when it comes to his aura. This is our introduction to Vali.
This is interesting, boy. I find it very interesting.
Him? Really?
Who's there?
What is that light?
He came in and pretty much one-shotted a dude that 7 other characters could barely scratch. And then he does it while pretending to not notice everybody else there. And the craziest part is he doesn't even beat Kokabiel up. He just carries him on his shoulder like he's his son or something. And Kokabiel can do nothing about it. Insane aura. And in the Loki fight in the light novel, he completely stole the show. He was pulling out all types of techniques and completely outshining Issei. He beat Fenrir, the Fenrir that everybody was scared of, that made everyone tremble comfortable in their shoes, he was able to control him. And his armor, kind of like Azazel, gives him 1,000 aura points every second he has it on. I mean, everything about him is just so cool. He honestly has a cooler personality than Azazel. Azazel's a different type of cool. Vali is like a more nonchalant character. Nothing really seems to faze him. He took on Juggernaut Drive Issei and beat him without breaking a sweat. Plus, we gotta talk about all the times he saved our main characters' lives. He saved the whole town during the Kokabiel fight. He saved the whole world during the Loki fight by taking Fenrir out of the battle. He saved Asia's life, and then of course he saved Issei's life when he lost control and went Juggernaut Drive. I mean, he's basically just Issei's guardian angel at this point. And he does it all completely unfazed. Plus, just look at his fit. Gotta be like a top 2 fit in the entire series. Vali has 0 flaws when it comes to his aura. He doesn't do anything bad. Look at this other time we see him at the school.
I am Vali, White Dragon Emperor, but you can call me the Vanishing Dragon.
Holy crap! My left hand is freaking out again.
How vulnerable you are. It wouldn't take much to defeat you with my magic, almost too easy.
Boost it! Don't you think this joke has gone on long enough?
It wouldn't be smart for us to allow you to start a fight with the Red Dragon Emperor here. Now would it?
Double sword to the neck and he still doesn't care. And the way he just casually teleports in front of Issei without Issei noticing. I mean, do I have to say any more? And then the way that he's able to flip it on them by making them look crazy for being so aggressive towards him. Crazy, man, crazy. He really does steal the show every time he's here. He's arguably on the same level as Azazel when it comes to his aura. But I still have Azazel over him because the only times where Vali isn't stealing the show is when Azazel is there. But Vali still gets an aura score of 500 million for me, putting him comfortably at 2nd place. The next one on my list might shock some of you, but I have Sirzechs. To the untrained eye, this may seem like a random pick, but Sirzechs is a monster. But unfortunately, there's only one clip to demonstrate this in the anime.
King, I will eliminate anyone who stands against the current underworld.
What is this? No, that's impossible! How can this be? You're a fraud, yet you defeat me! No!
Now, Crusoe might seem like a random, but you gotta think, Cao Cao was considered a threat to the world by Rias, and I would assume Crusoe is on the same level. It's just that they went up against some of the toughest guys in the world, so they got squashed. But squashed isn't even the word I would use for what Sirzechs did to Crusoe. He literally got annihilated. Zex threw one attack at him and he completely disintegrates. He literally killed him with his aura. So of course he had to make this list. Also, the fact that no one that isn't mentally insane wants to mess with him tells me all I need to know. He might be one of the nicest characters in the series, but he's still the embodiment of destruction. So I'll give him a solid aura score of 5 million. It looks low compared to Vali and Azazel, but those two are just one of a kind. It's impossible to keep up with them. If the last one didn't surprise you, this one certainly will. Hear me out here. The next person I have on this list is Kokabiel. I know that sounds crazy, but he took on the entire Grimoire group and left the battle with only 1 scratch. I mean, just look at this dude. He looks like he's supposed to be the last villain that our characters fight. And just listen to his voice.
It was decided to stop the war! Why would they do something like that in the middle of winning? How dare they try to keep me from squashing my enemies?
If you told me this was the devil, I would believe you. Now, looking past his appearance and his introduction might tell you a different story, but that's a discussion for another time. But just look at this scene right here and tell me it doesn't scream aura.
What's more fun than Holy Sword and Holy Devil Sword attacks at the same time?
This.
Plus 500k aura just for this scene alone. He pretty much stole all of Konoko's aura points too. She thought she was gonna come in looking all cool, but he blocks that immediately. Minus 20k aura points for Konoko and plus 20k for Kokabiel right there. This scene plus his appearance will give him an aura score of about 921,598. Solid performance from Kokabiel. The next person I have on this list is a pretty obvious one. It's Mr. Nonchalant himself, Sooso. I mean, what doesn't Sooso have? His fit is tough, he's good looking, he's strong, he can fight, and he has one of the chillest personalities in the series. Nothing seems to faze the guy. Not even Batman can get this dude to break character. I guess that's not really saying much since Batman probably isn't strong enough to hurt him, but you get the point. He tanked Issei's Triana move. Look at the way he gets up. He's getting up like he just woke up from a nap. The nonchalantness is off the charts. Now the league is investigating him for possibly being a fake nonchalant, since there is a moment where he does slip up. Of course, he did lose around 50k aura points for this, but he's also one of the few people to beat perverted Issei. Usually perverted Issei is an unstoppable force, but he looked really stoppable against Sooso. And let's not forget the craziest part. He's doing all this while being a human. No devil powers, none of that, just his human self and his sacred gear. He took on the greatest of all time in Azazel and had him at a stalemate, and he didn't even have to pull out his balance breaker. But definitely the biggest reason why he's on the list is because he's the only character to make Azazel lose aura points with this scene right here. This is the only time we've ever seen Azazel lose aura, and it was at the hands of Sooso. So I got Sooso at around 450 million aura points, putting him just below Voli. Very impressed by Sooso. We got one more person on this list here, and it's a fan favorite. It's the main man, Issei himself. I was debating whether or not he should be on this list, and I ultimately decided on putting him on the list, because I do think he deserves to be there. But he's the most interesting case because he's so back and forth. Like for example, the Juggernaut drive scene alone gave him infinite aura, but then the canon Juggernaut drive scene completely cancels it out. Like, you really got saved by a woman's breast? That's not screaming aura to me. The whole pervert thing really doesn't help him at all. You can't have aura when you're peeping in on girls' locker rooms. But at the same time, he does have his good moments, like the last stand against Riser. He made Riser lose all his aura points. He completely stole them from him. He stole his girl, he stole his dignity, and he stole his aura points. He beat him into having a phobia of dragons. That screams aura to me. Now, he did also lose some points to the aura stealer himself, Sooso, when he hit Sooso with his ultimate finisher and Sooso got up like nothing happened. That was pretty bad, but he made up for it when he hit this move. He has high points like that and he has low points, so it's kind of hard to gauge where his aura is, but I think he's done enough for me to put him above Kokabiel and maybe in Sirzechs range. He might be an ultra pervert that nobody at his school likes, but hey, at least he has aura, am I right? Those are all the people I had on my list. It was pretty interesting thinking about which characters I felt had the most aura, and it was kind of hard to be honest. I'll have the least aura video out in a few days, either Saturday or Sunday, so you can look forward to that, I guess. We got a new person that subscribed to the membership. Thank you, Eric Pineda. It's just a normal membership, so no song here today. But if you do want to support me and the channel, you should join the membership. It's $1 a month, and if you want a song, a follow back on Instagram, and if you want to submit video requests, then there's a $3 option. But anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.